After 10 years, the Shrek franchise returns with the sequel to the 10-year-old original Puss in Boots with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So today, that's what I'm here to talk about. Hey everyone, S-Dub Nation here, and welcome back to a brand new review on the channel. Today I would like to stop and take the time to talk about Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Now, a point of reference here, I saw the first Puss in Boots in theaters 10 years ago, back in 2011, with my grandma, and I loved it then. I saw Shrek Forever After a year earlier in 2010 with my dad. I'm a big fan of the Shrek franchise. With that being said, comment down below your very own opinion on Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Comment that down below in the comment section. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now. With that being said, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into our review.
I am known by many names. The Stabby Tabby, El Macho Gato, the Leche Whisperer. I am Puss in Boots.
I am a huge fan of the Shrek franchise. I grew up watching the movies 10 years ago. Like I said before, I saw the first Puss in Boots in theaters with my grandma. So seeing this movie 10 years later on my own, I mean, come on. I was going to be very excited for it. So with that being said, let's move right into the good. And the good thing that comes to mind here is the animation is just dazzling. It's a spectacle to behold. And I've used the word spectacle a ton in the other video, Avatar: The Way of Water review. You guys can check out that video on somewhere on my channel. I am so glad that I saw The Bad Guys before this, because this and that movie's animation does wonders for their respective worlds. And also, I love the fact that I watched the first film before I saw this one, so I can compare the two animation styles. The first film is a little bit more realistic, has that more grounded style that the Shrek movies had, but this one is a lot different. The new animation style that Dreamworks has for their films going forward, and especially for this film, gives off this soft painted color palette that's also very fairy tale like and just dynamic in a sense, and immediately you're engrossed and again dazzled by the film. Now, getting into the actual story here, Puss is on his last life, so that means everything he does in this film is elevated by stakes and the tension of him being on his last life. I love the idea of Puss being in this state of slowing down, because we've seen him in his prime. We've seen him in Shrek 2, in Shrek the Third, Shrek Forever After, and also in his own spin-off film. We've seen him in his prime. We know the legend of Puss in Boots, but with this film, he's forced to let that legend, his pride, go for the sake of enjoying how much time he has left with the people he cares about. It's a trope that's in many movies before. I've seen this trope before, but never done in an animated movie this way. I'm actually going to draw a little bit of comparisons to Soul, because Soul is a movie about life and death, and this movie is kind of like that movie. But also, I heard a lot of people compare it to Logan, a movie about death and life and regrets. I think mixing those two movies in, the dazzling animation of Soul, but also the themes of Logan, mixing that in, you have Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The villain of this movie is freaking incredible. He's terrifying, and he's the literal personification of death. Like, literally, that's him. It's not a figurative mind game to Puss in Boots. It's not like a PTSD type of thing. No, he's literally death inside of the film. In the form of a wolf. I mean, just this character, whenever he popped up on screen, he was creepy and just an intimidating force. The voice acting on this character was incredible, but for everyone, the voice acting was great. Florence Pugh, she plays Goldilocks inside of the film. I didn't even know that. John Mulaney is in the film as well. He plays the guy who sticks his thumb inside of the pie. That was an incredible character. I love the fact that they brought that character inside of the film, and just overall, just the voice acting inside of this movie, just like every other Dreamworks film, worked on so many levels for me. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, though her storyline is very predictable, by the end I found myself being very emotional with how they wrapped up her story, and it kind of makes you feel for these bears who believe that they found someone just right for their family in Goldilocks, and I love that. And we have some new characters like Perro the dog. He's a cute, lovable character. He reminded me of my dog, and I'm a dog person, so obviously I was going to love this character. Kitty Softpaws is back. And also, we have a little bit of history to explain what happened between those 10 years from 2011 to now. What happened between Puss and Kitty Softpaws, and all of it worked and is just so in line with the characters, but also so in line with the themes of this film. And lastly, of course, the action. And in the first Puss in Boots film, whereas the action was more grounded, more of like a western, this movie has frantic, all-out, energetic action sequences. I mean, when the movie first starts, you're just thrusted right into the movie. Immediately, it does not take time to start. You immediately start with a song number and a frantic action sequence that's fast-paced, that's loud, that's big, but also colorful, just like the movie itself. Like I said, this movie is fast and energetic, but also finds the time to slow down and focus on Puss's fear of death, figuratively and literally. For the Shrek films, it is the most mature, focusing on legacy, life, death, regrets, all the themes that Logan has, but also staying true to the fairy tale world and what we expect from this franchise. But the movie isn't all perfect. Even though I loved it, the movie isn't all perfect. So with that being said, let's move right into the bad. And the bad thing that comes to mind here, I guess it's kind of like a mixed bad, but it's still really a negative for me. The film slows down in the middle. Just like the first film, the first act is awesome, the third act is awesome, but the second act slows down. The difference is the second act of this film is better, more character-focused, and entertaining, but it still doesn't excuse the fact that it's a lackluster second act. Again, first act, awesome. Third act, incredible. Second act, better than the first, better character writing, still very lackluster. I guess that's a mixed, I guess that's a bad. For me, that was a negative. In conclusion, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a satisfying, energetic sequel that is better than the original for me. As someone who loved the movie 10 years ago, the first one, coming to see this one is just full circle for me. It's up there in the category of the best sequels ever. The animation is dazzling. The voice acting is incredible. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the thumb guy, death itself, all of it worked for me. And just Puss's character arc, learning how to just slow down and to experience life and to enjoy it. And even the times where they slowed down to show that Puss was struggling with that he was scared of death. He was running away from it. I loved all of it. The action is fast-paced and the themes are mature. I'm giving Puss in Boots a 9.6 out of 10 and an A. It's not an A+, but I will say it's one of the best in the franchise. If you're a fan of Shrek, you're going to definitely love the end of this film. Alright guys, that is it for the review. Please know that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion. You're free to comment down below. What did you think of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Comment that down below in the comment section. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter. That's going to pop up on your screen right now. And also, please don't forget to come back later for all Shrek / Puss in Boots films ranked. With that being said, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And I will see you all next time. Peace.